Well, a year later after I was married, I gave my heart to the Lord and had made it known to him that at some time in our, commitment to each other that I would be uh, a soldier for the Lord. And he said, that's fine, just don't bother me. And we married, and he stayed in the world for 12 years.
Wow.
I complained, I murmured, I called him a devil. I was self-righteous, wrapped up in my church stuff, calling him a devil. And God said, you're Mrs. Devil. Because you chose to marry him. No one made you. Now love him like I love him. Regardless of what he's doing. Love him in the state he's in because I loved you in the state you were in. But self-righteousness does not allow us to admit we're still in a state in the process that God is loving us in our sanctified mess. If I could use that term.
You can use that term.
And the Lord said to me one day, love him like I love him. And I had to confess to God that I did not know how. But I had to yield to the will of God to learn how to love him. And God put something down in me that began to love and honor the ability of a man to lead a woman. We cannot change it. It is not the order of God. God will put in us his spirit and his divine order. The man is the leader. And God will give us a love for leadership. Because if we allow the man to lead us, it will bless our lives. God began to not only give me a love for the leadership ability in my husband and to call it out. Why you prophesying to everybody else and won't prophesy at home? God said you need to become a quiet storm in your house. Because a man likes peace. He wants peace in his home. We wonder sometimes why he won't come home. Because there's got to be peace in the home. And the woman is the one that's assigned to build her house or tear it up. God has given us that ability. We sometimes don't understand our abilities. We think it's this. It's something so greater, so powerful. God put in me not only a love for my husband's leadership, but a love to please him. I love to go home and cook. Man of God, I would stand on my feet, preach the word of God, lay hands on the people of God, and God would tell me, now cook for him. Go through the door. And the Lord would say, you're still a wife. Now take the prophetess hat off and fix your man something to eat. And I would stand in my kitchen and pray and ask God to give me the strength to cook the meal after I ministered to the people of God, to please my husband and to do what I am to do first. God tells us, do it in the order and everything will work right.
My God.
God touched his heart one day, and he said, he said, you come home, and he said, and you come through the door, and you see about fixing me something to eat. He said, God told me. So you don't have to open your mouth all the time. God will speak on your behalf.
Okay.
He said, God told me to just start sending out for something to eat so you can rest.
This is so powerful. I'm going to tell you why. We see a spirit loose.
Yes.
And it happened in the last maybe 5 to 7 years where we see this overriding, of authority.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we see a divorce rate totally off the chain. And when I look into some of this divorce rate, the root of some of it is dealing with unequally yokedness.
Yes.
Now, for you to marry a man that wasn't saved,
yes,
and you had just got saved,
yes,
or let's go here, backslid to get with
yes,
him, you can't really even decree that you were totally saved.
Come on.
Even at that time.
Oh, no.
But for your marriage to last 36 years
Yes.
must mean that God was in the mix.
Yes.
So important. But another thing I want to point out here is this. Did you notice in that 12 years of him not being saved, you being saved in the ministry, what did it do to you as a person? Did you see it mature you? Did you grow spiritually in that season?
Absolutely. The Pharisee wasn't working.
Oh.
You cannot, women, let me tell you this. You cannot make a man do anything. Don't try it. You're wasting your time. His master is God. And your job is to go to his master. And I learned how to go to his master and tell Master God what I needed as his wife. And allow God to do only what God could do for my husband. God would tell me, be quiet. Stop taunting him about church, about smoking cigarettes, about drinking alcohol, about womanizing. Get on your face. Get on your knees. Now, I thought at the time it was just some cliche, you know, and women think that today.
Yeah.
You always telling us to pray. The man is wrong. God needs to straighten him out. Some women even want God to kill their husbands. Just to get the joke out the way. Come on, son. Let's keep it real. So God ain't going to kill him. He going to kill you. He going to kill you in all your foolishness. He going to kill you in that stuff that should have been dead a long time ago. But you've got to allow God to kill you. And I decided to allow God to kill Sandra. Kill that part that wanted her way. Let me tell you something. The devil told me, play the game. He out there doing his thing. You do your thing. God said, if you do yours, I won't do mine. And I decided, it's a decision, sisters. I decided to allow God to do his thing. Stop telling the man that God had put in my life what to do and what not to do. And love him anyway. Come home 3 o'clock in the morning and God would tell me to go get his food out the microwave. I said, let that ninja get his food himself. Come on, somebody. Y'all not going to talk to me up in here. Come on now. Let him get his own food. He shouldn't have come in at 3 o'clock in the morning. No how. God said, get up out that bed. Go do what I told you to do. See, it's about obedience. I don't care what we bring up, Apostle. The bottom line is going to be obedience. I got out the bed, heated it up, slammed it down in front of him. He said, I want something to drink. I said, he playing, ain't he? He playing, ain't he? Lord help me. I ain't always been where I'm at now. God had to bring me here.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, go get him something to drink. Went back to bed mad as I could be. The next time he came home 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe he didn't come home at all. God said, fix him something to eat. I said, God, I'm tired of this. You doing me wrong. God said, this time you fix it. Don't slap it on the table. Set it down real nice. Put a smile on your face. I said, he killing me. But of a truth, he was.
Yeah.
He was killing that dominant, want to have my way, gonna retaliate spirit. You've got to die if you want your marriage to live.